Welcome back, everybody, to the Stay Gold channel. Got Matt, Noah, and Alex here today, talking another House of the Dragon episode. This is episode 5, We Light the Way. Halfway through the first season.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yep. Halfway through. Feels like it, I'd say. We're definitely shifting some gears here. Definitely
sure.
going into episode 6, it looks like. So
New actors coming in next episode.
yeah, that's going to be big. Yeah.
10-year jump, is it?
It looks like 10 to 15, somewhere crazy like that, yeah. I mean, that's cool. I'm going to miss these actors, though. They set it up pretty well, and by these 5 episodes, I liked them all. I kind of wanted to see them continue, but...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the time jumps, just first off? Is that, like, this 10-year, I mean, that's going to be a big one. I mean...
Yeah. I think this next one is going to be a little bit more jarring, so...
Yeah.
But as of now, it hasn't felt, too significant, per se, but I think this 10 years is going to be a little slap in the face, but...
Yeah, I mean, what are we missing in those 10 years, too? There's got to be a lot of stuff to cover still, but I think they're just hitting the checkpoints of, like, this historical event,
Yeah.
So it feels okay to me.
Clearly, the king, his leprosy doesn't kill him for another 10 years at least.
I thought he was dead this episode, man.
No, right?
He was making it through.
Yeah. Is it like grayscale? Is that like what it's supposed to? Or is it just something else?
Something's like eating away at his arm. It looks like.
Yeah, nasty.
A little bit of gangrene.
Yeah. Cut that shit off.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know why they don't just chop his arm off.
Yeah.
I mean, might be doomed by now, but like, shit.
Yeah. Got to maintain some power in his image. That's why he's always like wearing the gloves. I thought it was a nice moment, like when he like shakes his cousin's hand and his cousin notices like the fingers missing clearly. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I guess like we probably said it the last few episodes, but I'm just enjoying the show. The subtlety of it, like there's like good writing, and there's like charged moments everywhere that the audience is like latching onto as well. So I mean, to me, it's just like solid writing overall. But
yeah, I would say it really like sealed it for me with is it Rhaenyra and on the boat talking to her
Kristen Cole.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. I feel like it felt not to compare it, like we usually do to Game of Thrones, but like it just felt the best piece of dialogue that we've had so far. I feel, and it really helped like flesh out Rhaenyra's character and make me be like, oh, okay, so this is what motivates her. Why she's doing the things that she's doing still, and we get a taste of that from previous episodes, but just that conversation felt like it was really opened up her character for me, at least.
I agree. It definitely made me realize that she was like, just like, I don't know, like immature. Like, she clearly is like not, she's showing it with like refusing to marry and stuff, but like has no interest in like doing her duty or like being a part of her duty. But, and now she's kind of being forced to.
Yeah, she's been like pushed this whole time to do stuff and like rebelling. And now she's like kind of like accepted it, and like she clearly doesn't want to just run away for love. I would say she's kind of selfish in ways, obviously, with like using Kristen after Daemon. I think it's kind of nice to see, like, to me, Daemon and Rhaenyra are like the two main characters in this show. Maybe Alicent too. I can't. Maybe it's her too. Now that she's kind of being thrusted into her like power play role now.
Yeah, she's really come into form with like being like cool with being the queen and like the power and what she can do with
she made her entrance, she's a player now.
Yeah, that wedding was gnarly, man. The way that shit went down.
Crazy shit. Yeah, a lot of shit happened in that wedding. Weddings in Game of Thrones, man.
Watch out.
As soon as there was start a wedding celebration, I'm like, God, flashbacks.
Yeah, right.
Reigns of Castamere, are they playing again?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm liking Daemon though. I mean, the opening for this episode was savage as fuck. It made me feel like I was back, like the Game of Thrones violence and murder with him and his like wife Rhea.
Straight up, yeah.
The horse murder. That was just savage.
Right?
Picking up a rock, like
I knew you couldn't finish. Like, why'd you say that? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, he's like deranged and clearly like selfish beyond belief, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what like him and Rhaenyra are just like probably the most selfish characters. It shows it's just the Targaryen lineage, I guess. But
and it pays off too, because it's like, oh, it's not just a senseless murder, because at the wedding, that guy's like, I know what you did, and he's like, yeah, now give me my shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
Right. So that was cool. Neat little tidbit there.
Yeah, I didn't really log this character or whatever, but the scene in the garden with Allison and I think it's the Hand of the King's son.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, he's a little strange. I kind of dig it or whatever, but it's just made me laugh that scene how like petty Game of Thrones is, because like he like brings up information as if like he doesn't know the right answer to Allison just to like feed her basically what happened that night or whatever. But it just made me laugh, that scene, and I was curious like who that guy is, if he's related to the Hand of the King, the new Hand of the King. I liked that intro with him being. I mean, I like that character just because he seems reasonable-ish. With Viserys, but it was also nice like with the subtlety I was talking about, like in that scene when he goes to see the Valerians. It's like, oh, good to see you, Hand of the King, and then with the Valerian. Matt, whatever his name, I forget his name. Corlys. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's good to see you, and the Hand of the King like suits you or whatever. And like in that moment, it was like clear that they've probably been plotting together to like make this happen. It's just like they like mine moments. They don't like let moments pass by without like imbuing them with character motivations, and it's just nice to see that.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a stark contrast to the most recent episodes of Rings of Power, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's like a one-notedness in that show.
You're coming to your senses.
I am, dude.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. But
for sure, it's one note in Lord of the Rings. This is like there's so many things hitting, and and you're latching on to different stuff, I'd say. But,
yeah, definitely.
I also think
it's just a much more mature show, It takes its audience seriously, and it's nice to see that nowadays. Not a lot of stuff does that, A lot of it has to be spelled out for them, or they think it has to be spelled out, but really it doesn't, because we're pretty smart.
There's not a feeling of like being talked down to, I guess, that a lot of other shows fall into.
Yeah.
Respects the audience enough to like let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Feel a part of it still.
Yeah, I was thinking also though. I don't know the history, and I still haven't watched, or I still haven't looked ahead because I don't really want to. But the Valerians, I'm really liking those characters. I'm assuming that they're all fucking dead by the end of the show. Like that's what's
definitely.
That name is nowhere in Game of Thrones. That family's got to just be destroyed. Kind of sucks because like they're the most reasonable and like smart for ruling, I would say, or like I would pick them as like the rulers. But yeah, I'm assuming that this shit's gonna get crazy, and like there's gonna be a lot of death in the future. I don't know.
Hey,
the way they were posed in the wedding.
Who was that old man that was at the wall in Game of Thrones? Because he was a Targaryen. He was Aegon or something, wasn't he? Or Aegon's son?
Aemon, I think it was Aemon Targaryen.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out for the life of me. I guess I could have just done my research, but I was just trying to think of who it was.
I want to say we're like 3 generations, or like 2 to 3 generations from like the Mad King. So I think Aemon would be like maybe one of these people's grandkids, or like sons, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It'd be cool to see. Yeah, I'm wondering. I wonder if they'll link anything with Game of Thrones timeline eventually. Well, I mean, they're jumping years, so they could jump however far they want eventually.
Right. I was just curious because I know that he was a Targaryen, and Game of Thrones, of course, they didn't stick anything in the end, so it really didn't matter. But I just wanted to know where he falls in line here after all this stuff.
There's a couple people, like, I know a lot of people think Melisandre might be able to, like, cross over into this time, which I think she would be the most reasonable. I mean, I don't know why she'd be in Westeros, but, I mean, she's like 200 years old or whatever. So.
I mean, the Red Order, it feels like their whole religion was, like, based off the prophecy, right? Like, the prince that was promised and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's usually about Targaryen, I think. I don't know why she was, like, focusing Stannis for so long, but
it's strange, but makes sense. That's why they go around like burning people, trying to test if they're like Targaryen blood and shit. Like, hey, if they're not going to get burnt,
yeah, That's
You
true.
just didn't find Daenerys or whatever, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want. I
Didn't bring the right
wonder.
people.
Right. I wonder if something gets lost in translation, which maybe it could with like the Red Order or whatever. Is like
Mm.
who the promised person is, because Viserys knows it needs to be a Targaryen,
Yeah.
and that seems to be lost eventually. I'd say. I think,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But yeah, that party at the end, pretty crazy. You just met Laenor's like love interest, dude. Fucking dead. Like
Straight up
Bastion. And honestly, I thought
brain
Kristen
blower.
Cole was like gone this episode. Like his
Oh,
going out to kill himself. I was like,
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
What did I blink
Allison
or
stepping
something?
in.
Why did he just start pounding that guy's face? Was he just mad that he came over there and was like flexing him on him?
I think so. Or like it was like
Yeah.
right when Damon was like about to like kiss Rhaenyra
Yeah.
too. So maybe like a few things happened and we missed it or something.
I
Yeah,
I
think
it
it
was
was
was like
weird.
wondering because it was just
partly
real.
that. And yeah,
He
and then
just
just like the
started
passion
pounding
of
some
like,
faces.
yeah, he was like, well, if I can't have her, no, like,
Yeah.
or he's just like taking his anger out, like knowing that he's like kind of powerless, maybe.
Yeah, he was
I
like
don't know.
freaking out the whole dinner, like staring off into 1,000 yard
Yeah.
stare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Game of Thrones parties, petty as fuck. Everybody's like eyeballing each other, and then it's just gonna end with somebody dead. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but they did it right. They gave it to the audience, like.
And
But
and like I told Sarah at the beginning of this episode when his name is Kristen, Kristen,
Kristen, I think.
one of those names. Okay, Kristen. When he goes to talk to Rhaenyra, and he's like, hey, let's go have a life together. I looked at Sarah. I said, well, if he don't die, someone's gonna die because no good people survive this show. So, and he seems like a decent guy. So I
Right.
think he will die soon.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Maybe by trial by combat or something, we just see that again. He steps up or tourney troubles or something.
Yeah. Well, to me,
like-
I wonder if he's
like
gonna
you
be.
said-
Oh, go ahead.
like you said, I think you're probably about to talk about it, but like the queen came in, and it seems like she's gonna use him.
Right now,
instead of
he's got a
pawn.
new ally. It seems like with Alicent. And,
Right.
Yeah, I
Find a
don't know.
new purpose somehow. Yeah.
Some backstabbing in the future, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
Alicent, it's clear like she is gonna push for her kids to be king now somehow. So yeah, I don't know. It's getting deeper. It's getting good. I'm still on. I'm in it, and I mean,
For sure.
much better than what it's being compared to with Lord of the Rings right now. So
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good shit.
Yeah. We'll see how this back half ends. Like, feel like we've gotten quite a good setup. So see if what knocks it down.
Yep.
For
Excited.
sure.
Sure. Well, join us for this next half, the last
Yeah.
of the first season. And
Yeah.
thanks for joining us. Stay gold, guys.
There you go.